May Allah bless you all. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو على ما من به علينا من النعم الكثيرة الظاهرة والباطنة، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. By the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. How are you, Shaykh? There's none that all praise belongs to Allah, the one that there's none that has the right to be worshipped except Him, who is alone, without having any partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah, he is His servant and His messenger. To proceed, Ikhwan, اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع. Verily, Ya Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered, To proceed, Ya Ikhwan, فنرحب بكم جميعا إلى هذه السلسلة العلمية. So we welcome each and every one of you to this series of classes, whereas we're learning min ilm al-fiqh, from the science of al-fiqh, from the science of Islamic jurisprudence. مع فضيلة الإمام الشيخ العلامة عبد الرحمن ibn Nasir al-Sa'di رحمه الله تعالى. As we're reading from one of the works of the noble Imam, the eminent Shaykh, Shaykh Sa'di, may Allah have mercy upon him, وَجَمِيعَ عُلَمَاءِ الْإِسْلَامِ, and all of the scholars of Al-Islam. فوصلنا إلى باب نواقض الوضوء، إلى باب نواقض الوضوء، ولا نزال فيه. هكذا يا إخوان. طيب, we have arrived at the chapter of the invalidators of the wudu. فكنا قبل يا إخوان لأنفسنا وإياكم. We mentioned to ourselves and to our brothers and our sisters قبل, some time ago, أن هذا الباب مهم، لأن كثيرا من المسلمين اليوم على الأسف لا يعلمون كيف أن يتوضأوا، ولا يعلمون ماذا ينقض الوضوء. وهذه مصيبة. And we mentioned many times, ya ikhwan, how important the likes of how to make wudu, what breaks your wudu, because many Muslims of today, except those that Allah has mercy upon, do not know how to make a complete wudu. خاصة الصغار, especially our children, ya ikhwan. إذا ننظر إلى أولادنا هؤلاء نجد أن معظمهم جاهلين عن صفة وضوء النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام. If you look at our children ourselves, may Allah raise them, ya ikhwan, as you find that many of them don't know how to make a wudu according to the sunnah of the Messenger عليه الصلاة والسلام. فمثل هذا الباب باب مهم. So the likes of this chapter is a tremendous chapter, ya ikhwan, the nullifiers or the invalidators of wudu. فقال سعدي رحمه الله. So as Sa'di continues, may Allah have mercy upon him. قال باب نواقض الوضوء, chapter the invalidators of the wudu, the purification that is done with water. قال وهي الخارج من السبيلين. He says it is those things that come from the two private parts, مطلقا, unrestrictedly. والدم الكثير, and a lot of blood. وقلنا أن العلماء يختلفون في الدم, and we mentioned that the scholars, they differ regarding blood. فالسعدي من الظاهر أنه يميل إلى من يقول أن الدم إذا خرج من البدن فهذا ينقض الوضوء. Wallahu alam. We mentioned that As-Sa'di, it appears, he has the position of those scholars that say blood, if it comes out of your body, invalidates your wudu. وقال بعض العلماء أن المرض هنا ماذا؟ دم النفساء أو دم النفاس. Other scholars they say, شكرا شيخ. Other scholars they say that the intent of a lot of blood here is the blood that comes from the postpartum bleeding. At any rate, the scholars differ regarding blood. قال بعضهم أن الدم طاهر. Some scholars say blood is pure. وقال بعضهم أن الدم نجس. And some say blood is impure. يختلفون في المراد بالدم. And they differ on what are you talking about when you say blood. Is it any blood or specific blood? They differ there. The strongest opinion is that the blood here is the postpartum bleeding blood, or you can say the blood of the menses. Wallahu alam. قال السعدي والدم الكثير ونحوه. As-Sa'di says, and a lot of blood and the likes. طيب وزوال العقل بالنوم أو غيره. He says also from the invalidators of wudu is losing one's consciousness. بنوم, by sleeping, أو غيره, or other than sleeping. في أي حال ما إذا يزال عقل العبد فينقض وضوءه. Any way you mention, any form you come up with, if the person loses their consciousness, ولو لدقيقة, even if it's for a minute, ولو لخمسة دقائق, even if it's for 5 minutes, يحتاج إلى الوضوء. This person needs a new wudu. وأكل لحم الجزور. He says, and eating the meat of the camel, al-ibil, and eating camel meat. ومس المرأة بشهوة, and touching a woman with one's desire. Touching a woman, having the desire to do so. قال ومس الفرج. Number 6, touching the private parts. Touching the private parts. والسابع, number 7, تغسيل الميت, washing the dead, the deceased, washing the dead body for the ghusl. والثامنة, number 8, الردة وهي تحبط الأعمال كلها. Number 8, apostasy, leaving the religion. And الردة, apostasy, invalidates all of one's actions. Invalidates all of one's actions. فإذا العبد أسلم, the Muslim becomes, or the servant becomes a Muslim. ثم ينقص إيمانه, then his iman decreases. ويقع فيما يقع فيه, and he falls into that which he falls into. ثم يرد عن الإسلام, أي يترك الإسلام والعياذ بالله. Then after that, because he has low iman, he leaves Islam. He leaves Islam. أي لا يكون مسلما, meaning he's no longer Muslim. ثم بعد أيام شهور أو سنوات مثلا يرجع إلى الإسلام. Then after some days, some months, some years, he returns back to Islam. فماذا حسابه يجدد. حسابه يجدد أي الأعمال الصالحة. Now his account with Allah restarts, meaning his good deeds, not his bad deeds, his good deeds. So now he lost his deeds when he apostated. Now if he comes back to Islam, his scale starts again. الملائكة يكتبون له من جديد والله أعلم. The angels begin to write for him from beginning, and Allah Ta'ala knows best. فقال وهي تحبط أعمال كلها. He says apostasy invalidates all of the actions. قال طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So Al-Sa'di continues رحمه الله تعالى. قال الأول. He says number one. انتهينا بالأول. I think we did number one يا إخوان. الخارج من السبيلين. That which comes forth from the two private parts. قال من بول أو غائط أو غائط وودي أو مذي وريح ومني ودم. طيب. First thing I want you to write down those fluids that comes out of the private parts. الخارج من السبيلين. Those things, those fluids that come forth from the private parts. عندنا البول. Number one that comes from the private parts. Urine. البول. Urine. والغائط. الغائط. Number two. Feces or defecation. Number two. Oh, number two is number two. Al-Gha'it is the number two. You go to the bathroom and you do number two. Number two is number two. Alhamdulillah. وودي أو ودي. ودي. الودي. الودي is post-urine. هو يخرج بعد البول. It's that fluid قد يكون عند الرجال والنساء. It can be in men and women. It comes after urinating. ليس كثيرا أو ليس عند كل شخص. It doesn't come in everybody. It doesn't come a lot. الودي is ماء أبيض ثخين يخرج بعد البول. Wadi, what is wadi? You're going to write ma'un abiyadu. It is that white fluid. You see it in men a lot, unfortunately. You see it in men a lot. It is that white fluid. Thakhinun is sticky, is thick. يخرج بعد البول. And it comes after you urinate. It comes after you urinate. بعض الرجال يبولون. Some of the men will go to the bathroom. ثم نجد ماء. ليس كل الماء بولا. And then we see when we're cleansing ourselves, we're using the ma, the water, or the manadid, the tissue. What else can we use?
Rocks.
The rocks. فعلينا ولو مرة واحدة أن نستخدم السنة ولو مرة في حياتنا. And we should try this even if it's one time in our lives. Even if it's one time in our lives. That we try to cleanse ourselves. We make the istijmar. When we cleanse ourselves with tissue. The sunnah is that you don't use tissue. The sunnah is that you gather some rocks. You see some Muslims, mashallah ta'ala, يبحثون عن أحجار. ونظن لماذا هذا الشخص يبحث عن هذه الأحجار؟ ليستخدم الحمام وينظف جسده بها. So you're in a Muslim country in Africa, you see this a lot. In Yemen, Saudi, in the Muslim world in general. Pakistan, Afghanistan, in the Muslim world in general. Kuwait. You see the brother looking for rocks. And we're newsy. What's the brother doing? MashaAllah. We're following him. And he's gathering a bag of rocks. What is he building? يبني ماذا رفوفا للكتب. Maybe he's building a bookshelf. Why is he getting these rocks? No, he's getting these rocks to implement the sunnah. When he goes home and he does the number one or number two, he cleanses himself with these rocks, with his left hand. That's a sunnah. Try that ya ikhwan, even if it's one time in your life. Ahmed is going to say, hey, عندنا مناديل, ما عندنا حاجة لنستخدم هذه الأحجار. Ahmed is going to say, hey, I got tissue, ya akhi. I don't need to use these rocks. Yes, you don't need to. Times change. تدرج. al-awqat, time has made progression. However, to still implement the sunnah. For example, حتى أمي عندما تراني وأنا أخرج من بيتها تقول أنت عندك لباس القديم لباس المسجد لباس الكنيسة. Even my mother, when we leave her house, I try to dress on the sunnah. She says, you wearing those old clothes. That's the clothes of the past. You look like Jesus. You look like Moses. You look like Muhammad. That's the old clothes. She says, you have on your holy clothes. She calls it that. Your holy clothes. Your masjid clothes. Your church clothes. You say, Alhamdulillah ya ummi. Even sometimes we go to the gym. He said, why do you wear your holy clothes to the gym? I said, I go to the gym, I change my clothes, I work out. I put my holy clothes back on ummi. And then, right? May Allah guide ya ikhwan and all of us. يوما ما إن شاء الله تعالى نستقبلها عندكم إن شاء الله حتى تضحككم. One day we're going to bring our ummi here, inshallah, so she can make you guys laugh. You sisters, inshallah, you welcome her. Hopefully she become Muslim, inshallah ta'ala. We're trying to get her to come visit ya ikhwan. هي لا تسافر كثيرا للأسف. My mother doesn't travel a lot, unfortunately. علي أن أرجع إليها وأخذها بنفسي ثم آتي هنا. Only way she's going to come, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go get her and bring her back. And then bring her back again. Back to her place. Inshallah, we'll see it. But we're trying to get her to come visit. And may Allah bless you all. So now this wadi, what is it? It is the white fluid that is sticky and thick. And it comes after urination. It comes after urination. طيب وعندنا المذي. Then there's another fluid called المذي. ليس كل ماء سواء. Not every fluid is the same. Not every fluid is the same يا إخوان. فعلينا أن نعلم ما هو الماء. So we have to know what fluid is this. أحيانا نرى ماء. علينا نعلم أي نوع ماء هذا. Sometimes we see some fluids on our body. Not every fluid is the same. We have to learn what type of fluid is it. Sometimes you have to touch it. Sometimes you have to smell it. That's menses. Sometimes you have to look at the color of it. Right? Some of the fluids are different in color and density also. طيب عندنا البول. We have urine. وعندنا الودي. نعم. وعندنا الآن المذي. The next one we have is called المذي. 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 What is the مذي? المذي هو ماء أبيض أيضا. This مذي is also white in color. Madhi looks like wadi. They look just alike. If you don't know, you're going to confuse. One is thick, one is thin. One is thick, they both are sticky. طيب الماء الأبيض رقيق يخرج من الذكر عند شهوته غالبا. Now this madhi, you only see it with the men. You only see it with the men. It's white in color, it's thin. It's not as thick as the wadi, it's thin. Sometimes you may have to touch it. It's thin. And it comes out from the man usually when he has desire. When the man wants to be with his wife or his right hand possessed, he has no right hand possessed. He's with his wife, this fluid comes out with that desire. This is المذي.
يخرج
عند الشهوة. It comes out with desire. It comes out with desire. This madhi. And it's not the mani. It's not the, close your eyes, your ears twin. It's not the semen that comes out from the men. It's not that. يخرج قبل هذا. It comes out before that. Take your hands down, Swan. You good? May Allah bless you. So it's not that fluid. It comes before that fluid. Some doctors call it the ejaculation. The ejaculation is the mani, the semen. This is the madhi. يخرج قبل ذلك. It comes before that. Before that. طيب. طيب. وهو يخرج من الذكر. It comes from the private part of the man. عند شهوة, when he has that desire. ويخرج قبل المني, and it comes out before the mani. It comes out before the mani. فأريدكم أن تكتبوا هذا الحديث. I want you to write down this hadith يا إخوان. هو حديث علي بن أبي طالب. It's a hadith of Ali ibn Abi Talib. قال علي رضي الله عنه. Ali says, may Allah be pleased with him. قال كنت رجلا مذاء. كنت رجلا مذاء. He said, I was a man that I was affected with this madhi. مذاء. I was a man affected with this madhi. This white substance that's thin, that comes out of the private from desire. Ali suffered from that. I was a man that I was affected with this madhi. وَكُنْتُ أَسْتَحْيِي أَنْ أَسْأَلَ النَّبِيِّ. And I was shy to ask the Messenger of Allah about it. وَكُنْتُ أَسْتَحْيِي أَنْ أَسْأَلَ النَّبِيَّ عَلَيْهِ الصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ. I was shy to ask the Messenger of Allah. لِمَكَانِ ابْنَتِهِ, based upon the fact that I was married to his daughter. Ali كان متزوجا بابنة النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام. أستحيي أن أسأل النبي لمكانة ابنته. لمكانة ابنته. He says, I suffer from this. This madhi came from me. I was a man that I experienced this madhi. This fluid that comes out from desire. Sometimes a man has a desire to be with his wife, and the fluid that comes out is not the mani. It's not the ejaculation fluid. It's the madhi. It's similar, but they're not the same. The madhi is thinner. It's not as thick. It's not as dense. طيب. He says, واستحي أستحي أن أسأل النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام لمكان ابنته. I was shy to ask the Prophet of Allah because I was married to his daughter. تصوروا يا إخوان, imagine أنت متزوج بابنة الشخص وهو ذو منزلة عند نظرك. You're married, just imagine. You're married to a woman and her father has a high ranking in your estimation. Her father's a sheikh. Her father's a judge. Her father's an Imaam. And you have some questions about relations. You have some questions about taking her out on a halal date. You're not gonna, Ya sheikh, la bas, la bas. You're gonna send, hey Zayd, go to the sheikh, ask him this. Ask him this question. Don't tell him it's from me. Then Zayd in class, hey ya akhi, bismillah, what about kada wa kada? That's what Ali did. So he says, أنا أستحي أن أسأل النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام لمكان ابنته. I was shy to ask the Prophet because I was married to his daughter. I'm married to the daughter of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. How can I ask him this question I'm about to ask? Out of shyness. قال فأمرت المقداد ابن الأسود. So I commanded Miqdad ibn al-Aswad. So I commanded the companion by the name of Al-Miqdad ibn al-Aswad. فسأله, so he asked the Prophet of Allah. فأمرت المقداد ابن الأسود. المقداد ابن الأسود. So I asked, or rather I commanded Al-Miqdad, another companion, hey, go to the Prophet and ask him this question for me. But don't tell him it was me. فسأله, so he asked the Prophet. فقال يغسل ذكره يتوضأ. So the Prophet Ali sent Miqdad to ask the Prophet of Allah about this madhi. What do? Do I make a ghusl? Do I make a wudu? What do? So he asked the Prophet. The Prophet said, يَغْسِلُ ذَكَرَ فَرَجَهُ وَيَتَوَضَّأ al-hadith. The Prophet said, let him make a ghusl, let him wash his private area and make a wudu. Let him wash his private area and make a wudu. هذا الحديث صحيح وهو عند البخاري مسلم. This hadith is authentic and is collected by Bukhari and Muslim.
Can you go back?
فأمرت المقداد ابن الأسود فسأله. So he asked him. So Ali has a question. What do I do with this madhi? Do I have to make a ghusl? Do I have to make a wudu? He was shy to ask the Prophet of Allah about it because لمكانة ابنته له, because of the ranking or the position that he has with his daughter. Ali is married to the Prophet of Allah. I'm good. Sometimes we don't need it all the time, yeah. Alhamdulillah. I don't know. Maybe Imam Ayub or somebody with a little bigger hair. I got a little hair, ikhwan. I don't know. Maybe one of the Imams when I leave the Salah, somebody's stretching it. Maybe Ahmed. Ahmed has a nice. Abdul Fattah has a nice size head too. Maybe Omar. Oh, Omar has a nice size head. Yeah, Omar. Omar, yeah, wow. When I put it on, it be sliding off my little head.
Yeah.
I gotta bend it back.
Yeah, Omar.
Inshallah. طيب. So he says, فأمرت مقداد ibn Aswad. So I commanded Miqdad ibn Aswad. فسأله. So he asked the Prophet of Allah. فقال يغسل ذكره ويتوضأ. So the Prophet said, let him, whoever you're asking about, wash his private part, wash it, cleanse your area, and then make a wudu. نستفيد من هذا الحديث يا أخوان عدة أمور. There are many benefits we're going to learn from this hadith. الفائدة الأولى, benefit number 1. فضل أحمد.
Can you repeat the Arabic at the last part when he said
فقال يغسل ذكره يغسل ذكره ويتوضأ يغسل ذكره ويتوضأ. He says, let him wash his private area and then make a wudu. And then make a wudu. نذكر ثلاث فوائد من هذا الحديث. Let's mention 3 benefits of this hadith. الفائدة الأولى, benefit number 1. جواز حال العبد مستحيا أو مستحيا. جواز حال العبد مستحيا. It's allowed for a servant to be shy. جواز حال العبد مستحيٍ. It's allowed for a servant to be shy. It's allowed for a servant to be shy. قال علي وكنت أستحيي. Ali says, I was shy to ask the Prophet of Allah. فأحيانا بعض الطلاب فأحيانا بعض الطلاب يجلسون في الوراء. هذا لا بأس به. لكن الأولى أن يتقدم. الأولى أن يتقدم. Many of our students, when they come from shyness, they sit in the back. They sit in the back. I remember back home, some of our brothers will say, في دروس الأخ أبي عبد الله نجلس في الوراء. فسألتهم لماذا؟ قالوا لأنك تسألنا كثيرا حتى لا نجيب عليك. نجلس في الوراء. I remember back home, we asked some of the brothers, they used to sit in the back. And we asked them, why do y'all sit so far, ya ikhwan? Come up. And they would say, no, you ask questions to the brothers. You don't just let us sit like other brothers' classes. So since you ask, we hide, so we don't have to answer. I said, no, we're learning all together, ya ikhwan. طيب. الجواب والسؤال من طلب العلم. Asking and answering is from seeking knowledge, ya ikhwan. So we all can benefit from one another. We all can benefit from one another. Benefit number one, جواز حال العبد مستحين. Benefit number one, it's allowed for a servant to be shy. It's allowed for a servant to be shy. الثانية, benefit number two. Okay. May Allah bless you all, ya ikhwan. What you got, twin? How you got snacks and you don't share? The kids, they don't like to share, ya ikhwan. In class, they be having a little sandwich, they chip, they little drink, and they think nobody sees them. Some of the boys, they grab their book and be like, and then we say, hey, share with the brothers. Oh man, I only got this one little. He told twin to share when he's, oh, stuck for the law, ya akhi. Come on, man. All I got is 7. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless our children, ya ikhwan. طيب. He says, number 2, من الحديث أن الإسلام كامل. أن الإسلام كامل. Benefit number 2, Islam is complete. Islam is complete. أين هذا من الحديث? Where is that from this hadith? Let's see who's the Bukhari, the Shafi'i, the Ibn Umar. Muhammad, where do we get that Islam is complete here?
It's a very intricate matter.
Hey, accent. This issue here is a very intricate, detailed issue. And is يذكر في الإسلام. It's mentioned in Islam. اذكر دينا لنا يتكلم عن المني والبول والغائط والمذي والودي. Mention a religion that talks about urine, defecation, ejaculation, the fluid that comes before or after urine, the fluid that comes before ejaculation. No religion. Al-Islam كامل. يتكلم ربنا سبحانه وتعالى عن كل شيء. عن كل شيء. Our Lord talks about everything. And this shows the bounty and the completeness or completion of our religion. Number 2, Al-Islam كامل. Islam is complete. وثالث, number 3, ماذا يفعل العبد في هذا الحال؟ ماذا يفعل الحق؟ بيان فعل العبد في هذا الحال. بيان فعل العبد في هذا الحال. A clarification of what does the servant do who's in this situation. Clarification of what does the servant do who's in this situation. He has the madhi. Whoever has this madhi, Al-Islam يعلمه كيف أن يطهر نفسه. Allahu Akbar. Any man that has this madhi, the fluids that come forth from desire, not the ejaculation. That's different. You need a ghusl when that comes out. The madhi, you don't need a ghusl. This hadith teaches us, what do you do? If the man suffers from this fluid coming out, he washes his private part and makes the wudu. لا يحتاج إلى الغسل. لا يحتاج إلى الغسل. He is not in need of a full body wash. All he has to do is make the ablution, the purification, using water. Allahu Akbar. Al-Islam كامل يا إخوان. Islam is complete. ومن الخارج من السبيلين. How many we have now? Urine, defecation, wadi, madhi, طيب. So we have 4 or 3. We mentioned urine. Number 2, the defecation. Number 3, wadi. And number 4, madhi. Number 5, from that which comes out of the 2 private parts. Ar-rih, passing wind. A fart. Passing wind. إذا العبد مثلا يكون في الصلاة The man is in the prayer. وَيُصَلِّي لِرَبِّهِ, and he's praying to his Lord Ta'ala. وَيَضْرِضُ, and then he pushes one out. He passed wind. إذا لا يسمع صوتا ولا يعلم أنه فعل هذا بالضبط لا يحدث هو ظنا. He's praying, but he doesn't know if he really passed wind or not. He thinks he did, because not every sound is a pass gas. Sometimes your stomach moves. Sometimes your stomach moves. You may make a growl. You in the salah, you say, hey, ya akhi, I know how usalli. Okay, I'm trying to pray. Sakillah, go make wudu. If it's not a past wind, he didn't do nothing wrong. If it's from his stomach, that's different than coming from the maq'ada, from the butt. That's different. So the man is in the salah, and he hears, or he thinks he passed wind, but he doesn't know for sure. Dhannan. He thinks he did. Did I pass wind? Maybe. Was that? He don't know. ماذا يفعل? What does he do? He doesn't know. Certainty is not removed with doubt. That's a principle. So he's in the salah. He's not sure. He has doubt. Did I pass gas? What was that sound? My stomach? That was my butt? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. He does not have to get up and make wudu. هو يستمر في حاله. He continues upon his situation. Right? إذا ظن, if he doubts, he doesn't know for sure. لكن إذا يعلم باليقين, if he knows for surety, يخرج ويتوضأ, then he goes and makes wudu. هو لا يظن بالضبط, he doesn't know for sure. ويجد ريحا يخرج. So he thinks he passed gas. He's praying, التحيات لله. He hears a sound, but he doesn't know. He didn't feel nothing, but he hears something. And many of us, that happens. And I don't know why is it funny. Muhammad laughed. Even in the salah, I don't know why, ya ikhwan. The whole masjid is going to laugh. I don't know why. Is that psychological? I don't know. Why is that funny? Allah alam. Who has an answer?
Wasn't there a hadith like companions laughed at someone at party?
Hey?
And the Prophet was like, why are you laughing? Like,
Hey, why are you laughing? What's funny? Everybody does it. The children laugh. The kids are playing. Gang, gang, gang. Ah, ga, ga, mashallah. Ga, ga, ga. What's funny, ikhwan? The men, it don't matter the age. Women, over there in the girls section. Somebody. Khadija drops one down. Ah, girl, mashallah. Astaghfirullah. Ga, 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 ga. I don't know yet, ikhwan. Somebody, we have to contact some psychologist. What is funny there? Everybody laughs.
You should ask Brother Ali.
Next time we have a question from Brother Ali. Is that psychological, Brother Ali? When somebody passed, it doesn't matter your level. You have to be a real Muslim, mashallah. On a high level, ya ikhwan. حتى لا تضحك, to not laugh. The average Muslim is going to laugh, ya ikhwan. I don't know. Soon as you hear it. And there, we all going to go make wudu. Even in the salah, alhamdulillah, we haven't experienced this yet. Alhamdulillah, not in our masjid. Somebody passes gas in the salah. I guarantee you, half the masjid leaves and go make some new wudu. I don't know what, psychologically, ya ikhwan. Half the brothers are going to break their wudu because they're going to laugh. Astaghfirullah. What was funny, ya ikhwan? I don't know. I'm going to laugh. I don't know why. I think it's something psychological. I don't know. But somebody find the answer, please, ya ikhwan. May Allah bless. We have to ask Sheikh Ali, inshallah. Is that psychological? Or we just trained to laugh? It don't have to be psychological. Maybe we're just used to it. In our culture, our countries, we just been doing it since we were little. Allah, I don't know the reason.
Would the person who laughs have to go make wudu?
If he's in the salah and he laughs, he don't have to make his wudu. He didn't break his wudu. He broke his salah. So he has to start over from the beginning. Right? Some of us, the man is in the salah, his phone goes off. Hey man, I'm trying to pray. Assalamu alaikum. I'll call you right back. He just broke his salah. You have to leave the salah and come back. Allahu Akbar. Some movements break your salah. Right? Sometimes after Jumu'ah you see the salah. After Jumu'ah, فَأَنْتَ الْإِمَامِ, the imam is finished. وَالشَّخْص عَلَيْهِ أَنْ يُتِمْ, he has to complete his salah.
ويقدم إلى سترة. He steps forward to a sutra. طيب لكن يمشي ويمشي ويمشي طويلا لا هذا ليس بالصحيح. إذا السترة تكون قريبة إليك لا بأس، خذ خطوة واحدة أو خطوتين ليس مشكلة. لكن أن يمشي العبد مسافرة بعيدة هذا لا يصلح. The Imam gives salams. The man has to make up his salah. He stands up, Allahu Akbar. His sutra is way up there. He doesn't want no one to walk past him. So what does he do? He's going to take 6, 7, 8 steps. That's not correct, ya ikhwan. The strong was the pain, he broke his salah. There's too many movements. The scholars differ on how many movements. Abu Hanifa says 3. For example, it's not a set limit from the Quran and Sunnah. لكن يقول العلماء الحركات كثيرة. A lot of movements. For example, many of us, we get the itchies, I don't know, in the salah. Just got to keep moving around. Too many movements, the scholars of fiqh, they say, you can break your salah. So you try your best to have the khushu', have the humility, and the concentration, and the focus in your salah. So if you have to take 1 step, maybe la ba's. 2 steps, but 3 or more, no. If you have to walk all the way to the pillar, because I don't want no one to walk in front of me. No, ya akhi, bismillah, fear Allah. Just stay there. If you can take 1 step over, maybe 1, la ba's. The bottle's there, so you just slide slightly to have a sutra, la ba's. 1 step, la ba's. 4 or 5, 6 steps, no ya ikhwan. Some scholars say you can take 3. Some scholars say 2. لأن النبي نزل من المنبر وسجد. Because the Prophet of Allah was on the minbar and he stepped down 1, 2 steps and prostrated. So many scholars say you only can do 2 movements, at least 2. The most you can do is 2. Because the Prophet, when he prayed on the minbar, he took 2 steps and then prostrated. At any rate, العلماء يختلفون. The scholars differ. Other Sheikh.
Yeah, how does one leave salah if he's like leaving the salah and he breaks his wudu?
طيب, the one who leaves the salah الذي يؤمنا في الصلاة ثم يحدث حدثا عليه أن يتوضأ وضوءا جديدا. The Imam is leading the salah. مثلا, he passes wind. He says, everybody's going to laugh. طيب, either the whole masjid is going to go make no wudu. طيب, how does he leave? He can give salams, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, or he just leaves. Some scholars say he gives salams. Some scholars say no, salams come at the end of the salah. He doesn't give salams in the middle. He has no salams, so they differ there. It appears he just leaves. He doesn't have to make wudu. He leaves and makes a new wudu. ماذا يصنع المأمومون? What do those who are remaining in the salah, being led, what do they do? أحدهم, one of them does what? يقدم. One of them steps forward.
Does the Imam choose or does he?
طيب, ما عندنا دليل على ذلك. There's no proof that the Imam has to choose. الأولى أن لا يفعل هذا. It's better not to do that. لكن يكون جائزا. It can be allowed. If the Imam breaks his wudu and he steps and touches someone right behind him usually, لا بأس, no problem. But there's no proof that has to be done or even should be done. We would say it's allowed. المهم شخص وراء الإمام يتقدم. At any rate, someone right behind the Imam steps forward and finishes the salah.
Yeah, I heard that the Imam should not like turn away from the Qibla until somebody else turns up. Is there a proof for that?
Allah Alam. He shouldn't turn away. His salah's over.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. He could turn around, he could spin, he could backflip, he could front flip. It doesn't matter. His salah's khalas. عليه يجدد وضوءه. He has to make a new wudu. So if he's trying to keep his direction to the Qibla, لا بأس. لكن هذا لا ينفعه. That doesn't benefit him. لأنه حدث في الصلاة أو أحدث في الصلاة, because he passed wind in the prayer. So he can keep his, mashallah, his hands on his chest till he gets to the hammam, لا بأس. He can stay facing the Qibla, لا بأس. But that doesn't benefit. There's no proof for that. تفضل شيخ.
If someone is praying and they pass wind, is it still allowed for them, or they have to exit salah? Like, can they still finish salah?
هذا سؤال جميل. Beautiful question يا إخوان. على حسب. It depends. Let's see who's the Anas. تفضل.
If someone has like a disease, he just can't stop farting no matter what.
طيب, that's one. He has a sickness, a disease. كان لي صديق ونسيت اسمه الآن للأسف. I had a companion, real nice brother, mashallah. Real nice brother. He was one of the first brothers that said, I like how you dress. Like, you have a style. You don't match, but it looks cool on you. I just grabbed something comfortable, alhamdulillah. I may try to match something, I may not. Shukran for your kind words, may Allah bless you. He was one of the first brothers that asked me, can I have one of your izars? I used to have a lot of izars, ya ikhwan. I used to have not a lot of thobe, but I always had like a lot of scarves and izars. Like in Yemen, I'll be transparent with my beloved brothers in Masjid Salam. In Yemen, لعلكم تضحكون, you're gonna laugh, ya ikhwan. أنا ما كنت أغير ملابسي كثيرا في اليمن. In Yemen, I didn't change my clothes a lot. ليس من عدم الماء, not because we didn't have water, لكن الماء كان باردا جدا. But the water used to be cold. So I didn't like to wait and gotta heat your water up, mashallah ta'ala, in the wintertime, you're freezing. So I didn't really change my clothes a lot. So I had a minhaj. What I used to do, I would wear the same thobe 3 days in a row. And then on the 4th day, I would change. At any rate, so I never really had a lot of thobes, mashallah, but I always had a lot of scarves and izars, for some reason. So this brother here, may Allah reward him, was one of the first brothers. Hey, can I have one of your izars? I promise I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it. Inshallah, I'm going to wear it. So I gave him one of my favorite izars, mashallah. And then if he wasn't going to wear it, I was going to ask for that back. But alhamdulillah, I gave it to him. I never saw him without it. Every time I saw him, hey, I got the izar you gave me. Hadiyatan minka, mashallah, albisuhu. He said, I got that. It's a gift. I'm wearing it every day. You gotta wear every day, but shukran. May Allah bless you. But he had an issue with his stomach. I think he had got shot or he was in the army or something like that. And he was like that, question. He will make a wudu, a lot of wudu, mashallah. But for the prayer, his situation was that he used to he couldn't hold the wudu for a long time. If he made a wudu right now, in 3 minutes, he's going to break wudu. Something was going on with his stomach. So if he made a wudu, he's not going to make it to the end of the prayer. So what does Islam say? هو يجدد وضوءه قبل الصلاة. Islam says he tries his best to make a new wudu before the prayer. You pray a lot to the best of your ability. And in the salah, he has an excuse. Because he would never finish the prayer. He would never finish, not one rak'ah. That's his belly, for example. What's another situation? Someone passes gas. He doesn't have to leave. Man ya'lam, who knows? He's in the salah, he breaks wind. He doesn't have to go.
But he got a disease, he does it all the time.
Type, similar, disease, sickness, a different situation. That's similar to Muhammad's.
A person that's, it's hard for them to go to get wudu. Like it's difficult for them to walk.
That won't be different. He will still have to make the wudu. But maybe he can make it to yammum. Now if they have water, that'd be difficult. Now he will still have to make wudu. Fadal.
As if he's leading women, or if he's the only.
Leading women, he breaks wudu, still has to leave. What else? Massey, help him out.
Afraid or shy?
Not afraid. If he's still afraid, he still has to make wudu. We mentioned in the class.
He doesn't smell it.
Hey, he makes it, he passes gas, but he's not sure. He's in doubt. So he thinks he passed gas. He doesn't know for sure. He's different than the one, يَعْلَمُ بِالْيَقِينِ. He's different than the one who knows with certainty. He passed wind, but he doesn't know. What was that? He hears something. That's he don't know if that was his stomach or his butt. So he doesn't know. Do I make a wudu or no? He's doubtful. This one that's doubtful, يَسْتَمِرُّ فِي الصَّلَاةِ. He continues in his prayer. حَتَّى يَعْلَمُ بِالْيَقِينِ. Until he knows with certainty. كيف يعلم باليقين? How does he know with certainty? ماذا؟ And يجد ريحا. He takes a smell. He smells something. He has doubt. طيب. He feels something. He doesn't hear it. He feels it in his inside. Oh, you know everybody that he has that look. And then he's going to do what next? Everybody's going to do this, ya ikhwan. Unless you're on a high level of Islam. What are you going to do?
So sniffing there.
before you start sniffing.
I look around.
You're going to look around. Hey, did Massey see that from me? Did Myra? I wonder, can they tell it was me? In class today, was that today or yesterday, twin? One of the little boys, it was Dawood, Ayub, or who was next to them? Ayub, Dawood, or someone was on the left side. I can't remember who at this moment. It was 3 of them. Somebody lit it up. I don't know who. It was bang, 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 bang. I was like, yeah,
It was Dawood.
Dawood, one of them did. That's okay, Ikhwan, not to embarrass whoever. It was one of you. One from the 3. The whole message started, oh, bismillah. Hey, Akhi. We got the oil from our beloved brother Myra, mashallah. Sprayed the masjid down. Everybody sprayed themselves. Sprayed the area. We scrubbed the floor. Tayyib. He said, not to embarrass someone. Somebody did it. But let's be Muslims, ya Ikhwan. We know it's one of them. Type, all 3 of you get up and go make wudu. Let's don't embarrass. We're Muslims. Tayyib. Only one of you has to get up. But to make it easy on the other 2, all 3 of you get up. Tayyib. Let's keep the honor. We don't want to be laughing. We're laughing at the action. Somebody did it. But we don't want to be laughing at you. Let's keep your honor. We're Muslims. You never want to take away the honor of a Muslim, ya Ikhwan. Right? Somebody smells bad. Man, I forbid. You know who it is. You know. Somebody, hey, man, say, oh, somebody is stinking. Hold billah. Ya akhi, man hada. Somebody. And then you know it's Abdullah. You know it's Abdullah. You know Abdullah's situation. ما عنده عمل. He doesn't got no job. ما عنده صابون. He doesn't have no soap at the house. ما عنده ملابس. He can't change his clothes. You're not going to start moving away like, oh, to get away from Abdullah. No. You keep the honor of the Muslim. In that situation here, how can we do it? We say, مثلا يا إخوان, we got some oil. Let's let everybody put the oil on. Alhamdulillah. Nobody has to know who is smelling bad. Nobody has to know. So I grab the oil, pass it around. Everybody, I know who it is. I know it's Abdullah. But that's my brother. I don't want to harm my brother. He has his i'rad. It's haramun alayna. His honor is sacred. I don't want to harm my brother's honor. I know it's him. Tayyib. We walk to the masjid together. Oh, yeah, akhi. Alhamdulillah. I know who it is. So we say, okay, ya Ikhwan, I put some oil on. Pass it around. Everybody gets some. Everybody gets some. So now nobody knows, and the smell is gone. Alhamdulillah. Tayyib. Sometimes your brother's in need of sadaqah. You know who it is. You shouldn't come on, ya Ikhwan. Brother Muhammad just lost his job, ya akhi. Let's make dua for Brother Muhammad, mashallah ta'ala. I don't know why he just can't keep a job. Make dua for the brother. Not like that, ya Ikhwan. We're Muslims. No. Where's our ihtiram? Ba'na ba'da. Where's our honor for each other? You may come, ya Ikhwan, one of our beloved brothers, mashallah, is getting tested with poverty, lost his job. You're not going to say, email me for the details, I'll tell you who or what. No, not like that. It could be anonymous. You don't always have to know who lost their job, who needs food. You don't have to do that, ya Ikhwan. We can be Muslims and honorable. No problem. Sometimes we forget that our religion is a religion of nobility and honor and tashrif and ihtiram, respect. طيب. So now, يحدث في صلاة. He breaks wind in the salah. ظنا. But he doesn't know for sure. ماذا يصنع? What does he do? ينتظر. He waits. إذا يجد ريحا. If he smells the smell, يخرج. He has to go make wudu. Oh, number 2. He hears something. He continues in the salah, but suppose he hears it. He's in the salah, he feels something. Oh, and then it's bang, bang. Oh, khalas. Leaves out. No problem. Now the only humbling part, everybody behind him knows who it was. Right? That happened, ya Ikhwan. I remember when I was a new Muslim, I wonder what masjid I was at. I was at some masjid, but the hammam, the al-jidal fil hammam kana qasira. But the walls in the hammam, they were short. They didn't come all the way down. So, فكل الشخص الذي يجلس في المرحاض يعمل غائطا مثلا رجله ترى من تحت فكل الشخص يعلم من هذا. So at the bathroom, the only issue was that you can see the person by his legs, maybe his feet, his socks. So everybody comes in and oh, that's Myra in there. So it's fine until he comes out. He don't know they can see him. And then the Muslims are talking, mashallah, how's everything, akhi? How's the family? The brother that was inside Donor number 2, especially he's making a whole lot of noise. He don't know that the people, we can see his feet. Oh, they got them Jordans. Oh, that's Myra with them Jordan socks. I know his socks. That's Myra in there. So Myra doesn't know yet that we know it's him until he comes out and he has that look. Everybody has a look when you go to the bathroom and you come out. And everybody know it was you. So the brother who passed gas in the salah, we don't know it was him yet till he comes back. If he doesn't have strong iman, he's not going to come back. He's like, oh, they knew that was me. I'm going to go home. I can't walk back in there. Alhamdulillah. I'll give you a trick, ya ikhwan, to keep your honor. This is what I would do to keep your honor, inshallah. I'll give you a trick. So the man is in the salah. He passes wind. What he should do is act like he got a phone call. Grab his phone. Hey, yo, come on, hey, man. And leave out. So now we don't know was that him or not. We think that he's getting answered his phone. So he leaves out, keeps his dignity, keeps his honor. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you, ikhwan. طيب. Let's continue, ikhwan. Hadith al-Thani, our second hadith, inshallah ta'ala. Then perhaps we'll stop. Our hour is just about finished. We start at 7:30. طيب. هو حديث عبد الله ibn Zayd. Our second hadith of tonight, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Zayd radiyallahu anhu. قال شكي إلى النبي. He said it was complained to the Prophet. شكي إلى النبي. It was complained to the Prophet عليه السلام. الرجل يجد في صلاته شيئا. A man finds something in his prayer. Meaning, the man finds a smell or a sound from passing wind. Shukiya ila nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It was complaint to the Prophet. Meaning someone complained to the Prophet. الرجل يجد في صلاته شيئا. A man, could be a man or a woman, finds something in the prayer. Meaning, he hears a sound or a smell. أَيَقْتَعُ صَلَاةً. Does he break his salah? Does he leave off his salah? أَيَقْتَعُ صَلَاةً. Does he leave off the salah? شُكِيَ إِلَى النَّبِيِّ صَلَّى اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. It was complained to the Prophet. May the peace of Allah be upon him. الرَّجُلُ يَجِدُ فِي الصَّلَاةِ شَيْئًا. A man or woman finds something in the prayer. Meaning a smell or a sound. أَيَقْتَعُ صَلَاةً. Does he leave his prayer? قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, لا, no. حتى يسمع صوتا أو يجد ريحا. The Prophet said no, meaning he does not leave his prayer unless يسمع صوتا, he hears a sound, أو يجد ريحا, or he smells a smell, or he finds a smell. هذا الحديث صحيح وهو عند البخاري ومسلم رحمهم الله. This hadith is authentic and is collected by Bukhari Muslim. تفضل شيخ.
Can you just say what the Prophet said?
قال عليه السلام. The Prophet said لا, no. حتى يسمع صوتا. حتى يسمع صوتا. He says no, meaning he does not leave. حتى يسمع صوتا, unless or until he hears a sound. تفضل تفضل. أو يجد ريحا, or he finds a smell. Or he finds a smell. طيب هذا الحديث ليس بمعنى إذا العبد يعلم باليقين أنه يحدث في صلاة لا يخرج منها حتى يسمع صوتا أو يجد ريحا. This hadith does not mean that if someone is certain, he knows for surety that he passed gas, he knows it, that he does not leave unless he smells it or hears it. This does not mean that. This is talking about the one who he doesn't know for surety. But if you know for sure, even if you don't hear nothing or you don't smell it, but you feel it, you know your body, and you feel something come from your butt, you don't hear a sound, and you don't smell anything, but you know for surety you broke wind, you broke your wudu. If you don't know for surety, you feel a rumble, but you don't know, that wasn't wind. That wasn't wind. And you know for surety that wasn't wind. Or you're doubtful, was it wind or not? Then you don't leave here unless one of these two things, you hear a sound or you smell a smell. And this hadith is collected by Imam Al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim. طيب نكتفي بهذا واستعب ده يا إخوان. إذا عندكم شيء إذا ما عندكم شيء نتوقف. If you have anything to mention, you can do so, or not, we can stop there. One of our brothers, he says, are you taking questions on here? If someone asks a question and we can help, we try our best. May Allah bless you all. Sometimes we miss the questions, but if we notice them, we'll try to reply. And may Allah bless you all.
So if someone is certain they have to leave,
If they're certain that they made it, if you're certain, it's not a condition that you have to hear it or smell it. No. If you pass wind and you know بالضبط, yaqinan, certainty, you have to make a new wudu. This hadith is talking about if the person doesn't know for sure. Sometimes you have a rump, you feel something. Was that my stomach? Was that my butt? What was that? Maybe I passed wind, maybe I didn't. That person, he doesn't leave. If he smells something, now you leave. That's your certainty, because you don't know. But if you know for surety, and you don't hear anything, or you don't smell anything, but you still know, for example, like the one that sleep. Some Muslims believe it depends on how you sleep to determine if you have to make a new wudu or not. هذا ليس بالصحيح. That's not correct. إذا نمت نوما صحيحا. If you were asleep, a true sleeping, it doesn't matter how you were positioned. If you were lying down, sitting up, standing up. If you were asleep and you doze off, تحتاج إلى الوضوء. You need a wudu. The hadith in which the companions, it said they slept, and then the adhan was called, and they got up without making a new wudu. Meaning, this is the muqaddimatun nawm. They were on the brinks of sleep. They dozed off. They didn't sleep. It doesn't mean that they went to sleep. If they went to sleep, then they have to make a new wudu. Sleep invalidates your wudu. Sleep invalidates your wudu. طيب وستعب يا إخوان. May Allah bless you all. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. I have a number. I don't have a book. It's in Bukhari and Muslim. Hadith Ali was in Bukhari and Muslim also. It's in Bukhari, Hadith number 269. It's in Muslim, Hadith number 303. I think in Bukhari, that's the book of purification. In Muslim, I think that's the book of purification. 303, 269 in Bukhari. No, may Allah bless you all, ya akhwan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ameen, ya Shaykh. May Allah continue to raise you all, ya akhwan. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Inshallah.
I want to ask two questions. The first one is, what qualifies as someone taking care of like their siblings, children, in terms of like filing for taxes and whatnot?
If, for example, like the person spends on them, he gives them food and drink on a continuous basis, maybe not from time to time that you just brought them dinner or the likes, no. وتستمر أن تنفق عليهم نفقة في الأكل والشراب. جائز لك أن ماذا؟ أن تملأ الاستمارة بtaxes. If the person is constant or continuously spending on their siblings, or it could be anyone that you spend on too. It doesn't have to be like your brothers or your sisters. It could be even your cousins. If they're under you, then religiously, that's your right.
Does it qualify, for example, let's say my younger sister, sometimes she stays with my older sister's children quite often as well. Would that qualify as in that sense as well, like taking care
She
of
stays with them.
like taking care of like when my sister has to do certain things and whatnot.
Okay.
Like,
So do you spend on them or the sister?
not me, more like my sister.
Okay, yeah. If she stays with them, especially if that's where she resides, she spends on her. Even just residing with them will be enough.
She doesn't stay like permanently, but
Like a lot of times.
a lot of times. So every week, at least a few days of the week and whatnot.
Okay.
She probably stays there.
It sounds like that. She's there the majority of the time. She may just have to. She may get some backlash with the second relative that she stays at, wherever she's at the remaining of the days. But they can work something out religiously, wherever you're with the most. That will qualify.
The second one is the hadith. Are you allowed to do something that is maybe haram or makruh to follow that hadith? For example, let's say you see two Muslim sisters, they're fighting, or you see a Muslim woman, she trips and breaks her leg, for example. Are you able to make contact with her?
Now in this regard, في الضرورة, now, if it's a necessity, two Muslim women are fighting, you're the only one there that can break it up. And you may try to stop it with your hand, with your tongue, but it doesn't pay you anymore. So in this regard, you intercede physically. In that regard, that'll be a necessity. So the necessities have their own limits. The sister falls down, you're the only one there. And she looks like hurt bad, so you grab her and help her. Here, there'll be nothing.
There's a lot of conditions.
Hey, that's a fit dururiyat, in those necessities, there'll be no issue. Allah Ta'ala. May Allah bless you. And I found my word about it too.